Hi guys, Maikeru here. This is my Ancient Invention Tool Perks guide. In this video, I go through what I would personally use with Ancient Invention for tool perks for different skills, for gathering and artisan skills. I explain what the perks do and why I choose them. So let's get right into the video. If you have no idea how to make Ancient Invention Gizmos, you literally just buy the blueprint of the G. It's super cheap. Learn that blueprint and boom, you have Ancient Gizmos. Before we get into this video, I want to tell you that there is a perks calculator in the description. I'm going to give the rates that it would be to obtain perks at 120, and if, Invention Potion works and stuff like that. If you're not level 120, you can easily find out your rate by just going on this calculator. I can't list the rate of every single level, so having you guys check it on the calculator would be the easiest way for you to know how easy it would be to obtain at your level. For example, if I wanted Hone 6, it's a 89.69% chance at 120. Extreme Potion changes nothing. But what if we're like level 80? That makes it 2% rarer. So it'd still be worth getting this perk even at low levels, as it's very easy to obtain. But other perks, if you get the rank under, you may want to settle for that because it might not be worth going for it at low levels. Anyway, like I said, wiki link in the description to this video if you want to check your perks in a calculator. I will obviously show all of the components and stuff you need, so you know exactly what to enter here if you are not 120 or you want to know more information on rates. So with that out of the way, let's get into the perks. I'm going to start off talking about the gathering perks. These are the perks just associated with gathering skills. These gathering skills that are affected with invention are fishing, mining, archaeology, and woodcutting. So you don't use these perks with artisan skills, they have their own set of perks. The first perk is Honed. Honed should be used on every single gathering tool. It is useful for every skill. For fishing and woodcutting, it gives you a higher success chance of catching a fish or getting a log. When mining, it gives you a higher chance of receiving double ores. And when doing archaeology, it increases the rate at which materials are obtained. As you can see on the screen, the increase is 2% per rank, up to rank 6. So that can be 12% faster catches in fishing, 12% more chance of getting materials with archaeology, etc. Really amazing perk, all round super useful, and would recommend on every gathering tool. So the question is, how do you get Honed? Well, you can get Honed 6 on its own, or you can combo it with Prosper if you want clues. When Prosper procs, it does give you clues while skilling, which is pretty cool. But it is harder to get it with Prosper, obviously. If you want Hone 6 on its own, it's an 89.95% chance to get, or a 1 in 1.11. As you saw at the start, the Invention Potion changed nothing. So you don't have to worry about wearing an Invention Potion for this, and it's not a bad one to get at lower levels as well. This will give you Honed 5 to 6, but it will normally give you Honed 6. That's using 9 silent components. If you need silent components, you can go and disassemble Death Lotus helms. It costs a little bit of money, but you only need to disassemble 3 helms, and then you have enough silent for your Hone 6. If you do want to combo Hone 6 with Prosper, then you're looking at an 18.69% chance, which is a 1 in 5.35. And that's changing one of the silent components for an Ancient in the middle. Personally, I think it's quite expensive to get Honed and Prosper as a combo. Unless you're scavenging as procced a decent amount of Ancient components or something, then sure. But it's just a nice alternative if you do have some Ancient components laying around. The next perk I'm going to speak about is a Fortune. Fortune is a new Ancient Invention perk that is really awesome. It gives you a chance to double the resource gathered and give you double experience for gathering it as well. It gives you a 0.5% chance to double material per rank up to rank 3. So you're looking at a 1.5% chance to double a material and get double XP. This is a decent perk because you can combo it with others pretty easily. And not to mention, it's MVP for archaeology in particular because it can also double artifacts as well as materials, which is huge. So what can you combo fortune with? One of them is Furnace. Furnace is probably my favorite gathering perk, but it can be expensive. What it does is essentially consume a resource and give you double XP for that resource that has been consumed. If it's mining, because it takes you a while to get ore now, it just stops you getting that bit of progress towards your ore and gives you double XP. So you get less items an hour, but you get way more XP. I definitely would recommend using this 100% in every single skill, except possibly Archaeology. Archaeology materials are still pretty damn expensive, so it's going to be a very, very expensive perk if you're running it with Archaeology, consuming your materials. So unless you've got the money to spend for Archaeology, I wouldn't recommend it there, but for any other skill, it's great. But for fishing, woodcutting, and mining, you don't really get money from those, so it's really good in that situation. Sadly, Furnace does not work while crystallizing either, so I guess if you're doing something like crystallize Acadias, then it doesn't matter having this perk or not. This perk has a 5% chance to consume the item for double XP per rank up to rank 4. So 20% of the time you're going to get double XP and it's going to consume the item you get. That is insane. It is such good XP. Gives you so much more experience an hour. There is a second perk you can combo with Fortune though, and that's Impsold. Impsold would be the alternative if you don't want to spend the money on Furnace. For example, if you don't want to consume the materials from Archaeology, you can use Impsold instead. What Impsold does is it sends an item that's gathered to the bank at the cost of 30 prayer points. You can easily keep your prayer points up with a Elven Ritual Shard or some prayer renewals. So it's very easy to upkeep this perk, and it just saves you porters or, just saves you inventory space. It has a 3% chance per rank to send something to the bank, up to rank 6, which is an 18% chance. Unfortunately for Impsold, if you are comboing it, it only goes up to rank 2 or 3. But still, even a 6% chance to bank some extra materials to save porter charges with Archaeology or something can be really good if you don't want to spend money on Furnace. So now how to get these combos with Fortune. Based on the information I gave you on these perks, you can choose to go with Fortune 3 Furnace 4 or Fortune 3 Impsold 2. It's much easier to get Fortune 3 Impsold 2, but the XP increase from Fortune 3 Furnace 4 is way larger, obviously, because Impsold doesn't increase your XP and Furnace does. But again, Furnace is way more expensive at the same time. At 120, with the Extreme Invention Potion, you only need 7 Vintage. 8 and 9 change nothing, so just put 7 in. You have a 5.2% chance to get this perk. So typically around 20 attempts and you should have the perk. If you're looking at Fortune 3 Impsold 2, it's 6 Time Worn and 3 Zami components. At level 120 with a Extreme Invention Potion, the chance for Fortune 3 Impsold 2 is a 41.9% chance. So you're typically looking at getting this after 2 or 3 makes. So again, it is much cheaper, much easier to get. But I personally would go with Furnace 4 Fortune 3. Furnace 4 Fortune 3 is my favourite perk there is out of any gathering perk. It's just so good. Also, if you're wondering where to get vintage or time-worn components, they're new ones that you can get from disassembling artifacts, or you can just buy them from the GE. There's literally crates of these components that you can buy. Moving on to the Artisan Perks. These perks are used with Artisan skills, and the only 2 skills that work with Invention right now are Firemaking and Smithing. So these perks apply to those. The first perk I would recommend is Tinker. This is just a straight up XP increase. For Firemaking, when chucking logs on a fire, there is a 5% chance per rank to increase the XP from that action by 25%. This goes up to rank 4, so you have a 20% chance of increasing your experience by 25%, which is just a flat 5% XP increase. When it comes to Smithing, there's a 2% chance per rank to double the progress for that swing, which doubles your XP. So at rank 4, you'll have an 8% chance to double your XP for a swing, which is literally just 8% more XP. So Tinker literally just gives you a 5% more experience an hour with Firemaking and 8% more experience an hour with Smithing. Sadly, Tinker with Firemaking doesn't work with Superheat Form though, so I guess that's something to note. Now, how do you get the perk? You want to go for Tinker 4, and this is one that you can get at any invention level, it's fine. You have a 60% chance with 6 fungal and 3 clockwork components for your Tinker 4. You don't need to use an extreme invention potion or anything like that. To get the fungal components, you can get them from Ganodermic gloves or boots, and the clockwork is from cannon parts. Really shouldn't cost a lot for this perk at all. It's super cheap for how awesome it is. Definitely would 100% recommend at any level. Next up is a perk called Rapid. It speeds up your actions while firemaking and smithing. While smithing, your heat is consumed twice as fast, so you have to charge up your heat more often. You have a 20% chance at rank 4 to double the progress for that swing, which is literally just 20% more XP at the cost of consuming your heat twice as fast. I think that 20% extra experience is completely worth it, especially if you're using something like Superheat Form. When firemaking, it just speeds it up by a game tick. At rank 4 for firemaking, it gives you just over 7% more action, so this perk would give you 7% more XP in firemaking. So it's way better as a smithing perk than a firemaking perk. I'd advise going for Rapid 4 for smithing. I have another perk I'm going to show you after this one for firemaking. If you are going to go for Rapid 4, which I highly would recommend for smithing, there is 2 ways to do it. 9 shifting components has just over a 50% chance to give you Rapid 4 at 120 without a extreme invention potion. But shifting components are very expensive. If you haven't had them with like scavenging or something, they could be very annoying to get. So if you don't have them, I'd recommend trying it with 9 enhancing, as they're much easier to get. You can get them in so many different areas. For this one though, you want to lower your invention level to 90. The way that you do that is you go to the entrance of God Wars Dungeon 1 where the snow is, and it will slowly take your invention level down if you're higher than level 90. This has a 13.9% chance for Rapid 3, and honestly settling for Rapid 3 to save money isn't that bad here. It has a 2.56% chance for Rapid 4. So Rapid 4 is very rare this way, but if you have a ton of enhancing, there's no reason why you can't try for it. Very, very good perk. I'd advise Rapid 3 or 4, depending on how much money you want to spend, and go with that. The last perk I want to talk about is something you can combo with Rapid for firemaking specifically. It's a firemaking only perk, and it's Pyromaniac. This perk has a 0.1% chance per rank to burn all of the logs of the same type in your inventory at once when throwing them onto a bonfire. If you take a look at the table, it shows you the effective increase in XP in 2 different columns. That first column is if you burn a full inventory of logs without topping them up. The last column is if you burn a full inventory of logs with always the max amount of logs in your inventory. You do that by running a Beast of Burden and taking from your Beast of Burden constantly, so you always have a full inventory to maximize your XP. So whenever it procs, it chucks in a full inventory. So with this perk, you get anywhere between a 8.1% chance increase if you're just AFK in it, to a 16.5% increase if you're taken from your bob and getting the maximum potential out of chucking all of your logs on the fire. That is so much more XP than what Rapid offers, and you can combo Rapid with this to make it even better. So typically you want to go with Tinker and then you run Pyromaniac comboed with Rapid. You can get Pyromaniac 6 and Rapid 2. Sadly, you can't get Rapid 4 comboed with it, but you can get this perk pretty easily, and it's 100% worth it, and way cheaper than what Rapid 4 is, giving you more XP when doing firemaking at the same time. It has a 6.59% chance at level 120 with an extreme invention potion. That's around 15 makes expected to get this. And all it uses is 7 light and 2 explosive components, which are very easy components to get. Explosive you get from hand cannons, and light you probably have tons of that you've never used from disassembling random things. This is the best firemaking perk. Definitely use it. And that will be it for today's video. I will be getting a video out on PVM perks as well, but I wanted to do a separate one for tool perks and a separate one for PVM. So watch out for that in the coming weeks, and hopefully you did enjoy this and this was useful information to you. Give the video a like if you did enjoy, subscribe if you're new for loads of future content, and until next time, see ya.